Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting episode of IndieRPGs.com Checks Out. I'm your host, Craig Stern. Today we're going to be taking a look at The Enchanted Cave 2, the sequel to The Enchanted Cave. Let's go ahead and play, shall we? As you can see, I've actually played quite a bit of this, more than I usually do, but we're just going to start a new one from the beginning, and we will... Huh, that looks a little bit like Ogden from Dragon Fantasy. On the other hand, we have what appears to be a woman of color here. That's exciting. Let's choose her. So, what is the deal with the Enchanted Cave 2? Basically, this is a kind of a roguelike, but not like what you're thinking. It's more in the vein of, if you've ever heard of the game The Sorcerer's Tower, it's more in that vein. Or if you've ever heard of, whoa there, never seen you before, let me tell you how this cave works first. No. Whatever, I don't get paid enough for this. So, Desktop Dungeons, right? If you ever heard of that one, that was a fairly successful indie title from not all that far back, and that's actually a good analogy. So, first thing you'll notice here, right, there's some rather nice pixel art, some nice little animated enemies. They don't move. They just sit around and wait for you to show up and kill them. So basically, every level is like a giant puzzle, right? It's still an RPG in that, you know, you're still engaging in combat with enemies. You're still getting experience points. You're still getting loot that you can equip. In this case, we just got a plank shield that we can equip to our shield slot there. Tiny Tooth. This is an example of an item you can use for crafting. This game features some crafting, which is kind of a nice little feature. You might notice below me there is a little sparkly thing on that tile. That denotes a secret passage. So, in addition to... we found a diary entry. The fools have no idea of the power in this. Idiots with their morals, degrading humanity to a worthless state with no concept of true knowledge. I will have to study on my own in this cave. It is dark and cold, but empty and dry. I see a lot of potential here. So, in addition to running around and getting that every time we walk past it, so in addition to getting gold, which you get to keep when you leave the cave, there are like two types of loot, right? Everything we see here that isn't like gold, that didn't come from a red and gold chest, is cursed. You can't actually take it with you when you leave the cave. The only things you get to take with you come from these chests that look like this. So we got some non-cursed hard leather boots. That means as long as we don't let our character die, we will have those boots forever, which is kind of helpful. Speaking of not letting your character die, let's see. So it looks like these bats give us 4 experience points each, but they also have an attack of 26. By contrast, we only have a defense of 17, so they're going to deal 9 damage to us with every attack until we kill them. Part of doing well in this game is just picking and choosing your fights carefully. So, like, as you can see, this bat is wrecking us. We just took a disproportionate amount of damage taking that guy out, which is not ideal. But we got a cloth tunic. That should assist quite a bit. Yeah, that'll give us an extra point of defense, and we will continue on. So the one thing we really want to get here are escape wings. Once you find escape wings, you can leave the dungeon at any time. And we'll talk more about the significance of that in a little bit, but first, it looks like we just leveled up. So we have a choice of things we can improve. We can improve our attack, we can improve our defense, we can increase our magic power, we can get more magic points, or we can get more health. All in all, I generally prefer to get more defense when I level up, just because, you know, higher defense means taking less damage from enemy attacks, and taking less damage from enemy attacks means you can go further with fewer problems. Another tiny tooth. Because enemies never move in this game, it's generally to your advantage to avoid unnecessary combat and just loot everything that's lying around without getting into combats as much as possible, until you get enough defense where certain types of enemies deal 0 damage to you, as is now the case with these mice. Which means that they are now a free source of experience for us. Eventually, we'll get an opportunity to start doing some crafting, and we'll be able to create weapons that let us regenerate health every time we kill an enemy. This is a particular build that I really like in this game, where you just go for really high defense and health regenerating weapons, so that, you know, at least until you get to a certain point with your character, you're constantly able to just farm enemies for health without actually taking damage from at least a subset of them. So one consequence of leveling up is we get to allocate skill points on this giant tree thing. This is like the magic branch of the tree. This is the attack and defense branch, and this is the kind of like loot-heavy utility branch with some extra potion bonuses. I don't really care much about potions, but I don't know, I could always try a different build that's more potion-heavy. I generally tend to go this route because this is the route that lets me buff my defense really high, and also lets me get bonuses to experience, so that I level up faster. It is also possible to go for a magic-heavy build, which, you know, that's legit. Personally, I don't know. I prefer the purity of just going for a fighter type class, at least in this game. The fact that I can just avoid anything that would damage me. Oh, there we go. We got escape wings. So now that we have escape wings, we basically can do whatever we like, right? As long as we don't do anything completely stupid, like get into combat with things that are just going to wreck us for no reason, then we'll be fine. Like, look at this. That bat dealt only 2 damage to us over the course of that entire thing. I think we're now at a point where we can start farming these guys without worrying too much about the impact. These mushrooms, on the other hand, could still present a problem. Luckily, we don't need to engage with them, because really all that does is give us access to a couple of mice and some gold, which, meh, not really worth it. Since we have the escape wings, we can just kind of go around and farm with impunity until such time as we need to leave. The one thing that makes it a little more challenging is that we can't actually take any of the non-golden stuff back with us afterwards. And that includes the crafting items. So ideally what we want to do is get down to floor 10, and to then take advantage of a crafting station to make our equipment, particularly our golden equipment, a little better. On the other hand, look at that. We found a crafting station right here in the middle of the dungeon, which means we don't even have to worry about making it to level 10. Occasionally you get those little shards. Those give you permanent bonuses to your stats, which is helpful. So we now have a permanent +1 to our attack on account of having found that. So we now have the boots and we have this hide helm, and we can enchant either one of these. It looks like... So the hide helmet has a defense of 4 and 3 cold resist. The hard leather boots have defense of 3 and 3 fire resist. All told, I think the hide helm is slightly better, so we're going to enchant this one. And specifically, we're going to enchant this with some white morals. These are the things I was mentioning that let you restore hit points when you kill enemies. So let's go ahead and... whoops. Let's go ahead and... enchant? Yes, yes, can we do that? Oh, you know what? I was mistaken. The white morals only work for potions. There's something else that lets you get hit point regen on items. What is it now? Alright, well, I was clearly mistaken about that. But there is definitely a thing. Maybe it might be something you get off of the blobs. There are like purple slime things you can fight. Oh, hello. There are a lot of nice little shards floating around this level. That's really good. These ones let you actually pick what you want. So we're going to go for defense. Even with all that defense we've been buffing our guy with, we're still taking some fairly significant damage from these mushroom dudes. Taking a little bit of damage from him to get another shard is absolutely worth it, though. Because again, shards, those are permanent bonuses you get from those things. Oh, and there's another shard down there. We are 100% going for that. I think this is a magic shard, yes? Yeah, magic +1. Scrap of rusted steel, and now we're taking 0 damage from the bats. This is good. That's one more enemy we can farm for experience without any repercussions to our character's health. And that also means we can get this chest without having to worry about taking damage. Yeah. Ooh, Iron Shos. I don't actually know how you pronounce that. I'm just gonna say Shos. Yes, that's gonna boost our defense to 29. And now, like, when you click on him, you can see, okay, this guy's an attack of 28. Now he's not going to deal any damage to us. Or at least he shouldn't. Oh, wait a minute. My mistake. He actually... So these things, looks like, in addition to regular attack, they also deal 5 stone damage. So we were taking some stone damage from that guy, despite the fact that his normal attack is below our defense level. Since we're here, let's do a little enchanting. What should we enchant? Yeah, I'm gonna say let's enchant the hide helm, and we will enchant it with... So we have some scraps of rusted steel that can actually boost the defense properties of this thing. So we're going to do that. And let's enchant it once more with, let's see, what's this? Fire defense? Meh. We'll just enchant it with a little bit more normal defense. So now we have really high defense. These guys will still deal damage to us on account of their stone damage, but, you know, things that just deal normal damage, we're going to be pretty good against here. So let's see, how much damage do these guys do? These guys have an attack of 48. They only deal normal damage. Our defense is now 33. So these guys are going to still be dealing some pretty significant damage to us at this point. Not ideal. So we're just going to avoid them for the most part. And get as much loot as we can without subjecting ourselves to lots of damage. And this is pretty much the game, folks. You're just kind of going around, getting as much stuff as you can. Holy crap, we need to run like whoa. How do we run? I know there's a way to run. I don't remember what it is, though. Yes, it's not going especially well. We got a leather vest out of it, but that was probably not worth it. So we have 2 defense on that one. Leather vest has 4 defense. Okay, well, we'll upgrade to that. Got a couple bronze rings, and down to the next floor. So, yeah, we took a lot of damage from that guy. Let's drink a small health potion. And hey, look at that, we just leveled up. Let's increase our attack. Our attack is decidedly inadequate at this point in time. We also need to distribute some skill points, because I've been kind of slacking on that. Yeah, let's boost our attack a bit. Our attack is decidedly lackluster. we're not going to do well against those goblins if we have another combat like that one. And let's see, what does this guy do? So this guy deals 5 dark damage, which is not great, because we don't have any dark defense. We could go after that shard, but that's magic, and meh, we don't really need magic. Let's just use the escape wings. And this is basically how you do well in this game, is you know when to cut your losses, and you leave. And then you start over. That's pretty much it. Every 10 levels, you reach a new merchant. And the merchants are nice because they let you, like, restart from their level once you leave. So once we get to level 10, if we then, like, escape successfully by using escape wings, then we'll be able to restart on level 10 every other time we go into the dungeon. So we can talk to the shopkeepers if we like. Let me give you a tip. Don't fight every enemy, it's not worth it. Use your hotkey window at the bottom of your screen for magic spells and potions. It's super useful. Yeah, thanks. You can buy stuff from these guys at the outset of each dungeon run. I almost never do, but like if you really want to, you can. Yeah, we'll just take our chances with what we've got. So as you can see, we still have our helm and our boots equipped, which means we're starting with 29 defense this time. Which also means that we are not going to have any problem for these first few levels. Yeah, this guy's an attack of 18, so even without, like, those things that were cursed that we couldn't take with us, we are 100% fine. We're going to be just mowing through everything without any consequences whatsoever. Ah, magic pickaxe. So a nice thing about magic pickaxes is they let you bust through a tile of wall, which is sometimes handy because sometimes you need to, like, get to an area and there are enemies who you really don't want to fight getting in your way. And more hard leather boots. That's actually really unhelpful, because we already have hard leather boots. Luckily, we just found another one. Maybe we'll have better luck with this one. Spark Ring. That could be helpful. What are your properties? No, just 2 fire damage. Okay. That's cool. Every little bit of damage helps. And a metal ring, that'll increase our defense by 1. Totally worth it. And let's see. And another metal ring. Good. So our defense is now back up to 31 already. We're only on, like, the 2nd floor, which is exciting. At some point we should try to find something that gives us defense against stone damage, but I'm not too concerned about it. Just got some more magic points, that's good. A small health potion, that's really good. And meh. Let's go down to the next floor. And we have escape wings. So now as long as we don't do anything really stupid, we're pretty much guaranteed to live until the end of this run. Cloth tunic? Yes, please. And I'll be honest, I think the frequency with which escape wings show up in this game is actually a point against it. Because it makes the difficulty, it makes the challenge of surviving most of these floors sort of negligible. As long as you have escape wings, you know, once you know how much damage enemies do and how much damage you're going to do to them and how long it's going to take you to kill enemies, you always know who you can successfully beat and who is going to cause you problems. And once you know that, there's, like, no reason why you would ever have a situation where you end up dying. Like, you can always just be like, well, I'm now out of good options on this floor. I can either just walk down to the stairs, or I can use my escape wings. And that's pretty much the end of the analysis. See, that bronze ring is pretty good. We can definitely, we'll definitely want to stick that in favor of one of those. There might be stuff that's worthwhile there, but meh. We've so far done a really good job of preserving our health, and I want to see if we can get a little further down this time, so let's skip it. That we are definitely getting. That's a defense shard. And that also is definitely a thing we want to get, that chest there, so we are going to be killing that, getting some more attack, getting a fire dagger. That's actually a pretty big improvement over what we have now. That is going to make quite a bit of difference for us. So, spiders still deal enough damage because of their dark attack that it's not great for us to be engaging with them all the time, but we now deal enough damage with our own attacks that it's not really that huge of a problem. Like, we can deal with them if we need to. Yeah, this might be worth it. Get a plank shield, get another small health potion. That alone made that more than worth it. Alright, let's equip the plank shield, equip the leather vest. Let's see, that's that, that's... yeah. Metal ring, that's okay. Bronze ring, much better. So this is pretty much how this game goes. Like, there are, like, if you go the magic route, you can get more magic spells that make things a little bit more interesting, but, I mean, what you're seeing here is pretty much, like, I haven't really gotten a chance to show you crafting yet, but what you're seeing here is pretty much the extent of what playing this game successfully consists of. There isn't really like a ton of variation in terms of tactics. The spells, for the most part, just imbue your existing attacks with extra damage. See, look at that. Look how much more effective we are against those goblin guys already. Yeah, this is entirely just a game of knowing when to quit. And very little else, unfortunately. Because I think this game would be a lot more interesting if there were more tactics that you had to use in order to be successful in combat. Unfortunately, like, combat is, as you can see, pretty much just automated. There isn't really a whole lot for me to do. I just kind of sit there and let my dude hack away, and occasionally, you know, once I get some magic spells, occasionally I'll intervene by casting a spell. Ooh, hello, a mage skirt. Let's see, iron chest, you have 3 defense, mage skirt 3 defense, 3 stone defense, and magic. That's gonna be helpful. That will let us make short work of those little mushroom guys. Ooh, and there's a defense shard. We're going to get that. And we're going to get attack +1, defense shard. Look at that, that guy now only deals 1 damage to us. You're nothing, mushroom man. And we got a small health potion. That's a nice thing about the mushroom dudes, is they sometimes drop health potions. Okay, so this is a little more hairy, but now that we have defense against the mushroom guys, we can navigate it pretty successfully. And now that we got that attack bonus, we can pretty much one-shot the mushroom guys, which is even better. These guys are going to cause a problem for us. If we sit and fight them, they deal quite a bit of damage, and more than that, they deal fire damage. We're just going to go to the next level. And voila, now we're at floor 10. If you haven't already, you should unlock the heal spell in your skills. It's very useful. Yep, so I hear. Shop. Yes, please. Let's quick sell junk. So this basically lets us sell things that we're not using and get gold for it. Which is particularly helpful with things that don't have these little, like, gold auras around them. Because it means we get a bunch of gold, and, you know, in exchange we give up things that we weren't going to use anyway. Aha! These are the little guys that sometimes give you regeneration slimes, if I remember correctly. And those are super helpful. It's looking like we might end up having to use our escape wing fairly soon. We have a bunch of healing abilities, or a bunch of healing potions left, but we're now at a level where we're going to be taking a lot more damage than is really sustainable. If we had a bunch of magic picks, we could maybe get around it, but we don't, so, you know. Yep. So, as you can see, our health is now low. We're down to 94 health. Luckily, we have some health potions that will allow us to go a little bit longer. Not a lot longer, but hopefully enough. Ideally, I'd like to get down there and get that shard, but there are a lot of enemies in between us and there, so it's likely we're just going to end up having to use our escape wing after a few more combats. Ooh, broadsword, hello. So that's a 17 attack and +3 to defense, which is pretty good. Yeah, that's dramatically better than this. We will, of course, end up re-equipping the fire dagger once we leave. Yeah, that broadsword is very, very helpful. That might allow us to actually get the shard, which would be really good. Small magic potion, and just like that, we get a bonus. We're going to put it into attack. And let's see what's on the next floor. Yeah, we're not gonna fight you. You we have to fight, so let's do it. And we've leveled up. Let's go ahead and put a point into... You know, we haven't really put anything into magic. Let's get some extra magic points. And let's distribute some skill points. We have a bunch kind of saved up here. Let's put one into critical hit chance. And let's start unlocking some magic stuff. Get heal. That'll be helpful. Let's get more experience. We'll get a big attack boost and some defense. That should put us in pretty good stead. Now, unfortunately, we're gonna have to hack through a few tougher dudes to get through here. Luckily, it seems we've improved enough over the past few floors that it's not going to put us out too badly. And we're just gonna go down. And let's go ahead and heal. So it looks like there aren't any stairs down there. We're just gonna head up through this purple slime here. Hello. Ooh, shiny steel gauntlets. Count me in. We don't even have gauntlets yet. Between the gauntlets and the mage skirt, that's going to make us pretty much impervious to those mushroom dudes.
Just as I expected. After a few failed attempts, I've refined the spell to utilize the soul of a rat to transform its bones into a mostly pure gold substance. It's like I hold the key to nature itself. Necromancy must hold so many more wonderful secrets.
So, yeah, there's probably gonna be like a necromancer at the end of the game or something. Not that I would know. I haven't actually reached the end of the game. Just taking a guess. A wild, unsubstantiated guess. Max magic points, very good. Some gold, some treasure. Yeah, no. Some gold. So it looks like we're just on the edge of being able to one-shot those spiders, which is exciting. But we're not there quite yet. Ooh, that's a risky proposition right there. Let's restore our magic points. And that way we'll be able to heal if we need to in our fight with this cave scorpion thing. Yeah, that's unfortunate. So it looks like cave scorpions have an attack of 75, and they get 9 extra damage from fire and earth. So let's see. So that's 84 total. Our defense is 51, so even without accounting for the elemental stuff, we would be taking, looks like 24 damage per attack. We have 3 fire defense and 6 earth defense, which means we'll be taking an extra 3, so 27 damage or so per hit. Our attack is 43, his defense is 20, so we'll be dealing about as much damage as we take, maybe a little less. It's not great, but it could be worse. Shiny steel ring, we'll equip you, boost our defense a little bit. See if there's anything else around here we can use. Rusty iron shield, that'll probably help. Having a better shield never hurts. And max hit points, always helpful. All right, let's do this. Okay, we did it. Go us. And we got a wooden quartz ring. That's exciting. So that's just a metal ring. We don't need that. Wooden quartz ring, on the other hand, much better. We'll be taking that. Thank you very much. More magic power, always helpful. A geode. Soldier shows. Okay. Let's see. You have defensive 3, you have defensive 4. You have defensive 3, but also 3 earth defense. Yeah, we're gonna stick with our mage skirt for now, I think. That just seems like the responsible thing. And oh, what's this? We can now slaughter goblins with impunity. That's helpful. Got ourselves a magic pickaxe. Those are always nice to have. And oh look, it's a crafting forge. We might need to make some use of that. The annoying thing about crafting forges is they suck up magic points when you use them. Which means that if you're a mage type, running into those is not always great, because you are going to need those magic points for, like, not dying purposes. Another shiny steel ring. Yeah, okay. We're gonna need to fight this dude one way or another, so let's just go ahead and get it over with. Nice dodges on our part, that's helpful. So, let's take a look at our items here. This has already been enchanted. Wooden quartz ring. What do we have here to work with? Tiny Tooth, which is +1 attack, not great. Fuzzy, which can give us either dark attack or dark defense, which can actually be very helpful. We can use a scrap of rusted steel to either boost our defense or our critical hit chance. helpful. This can only be used to make potions, which is not helpful. Geode, we can use that to boost our defense by 4, looks like, which is pretty good. Loganite has magic point restore. That's really helpful. We might want to enchant this ring with some Loganite. Oh no, that's only for potions. All we can do is give this +1 attack. Let's not do that. That's actually not really worth it. Yeah, actually what we need is regen rather than restore. I keep forgetting the difference between those. Alright, well, let's kill you. And that might be worth getting. Hopefully it is. We'll see what it has. And look at that, we leveled up. Let's increase our defense. And some shiny steel gauntlets. I think we already have shiny steel gauntlets. Yes, we do. Okay, well. Now we have a backup pair, in case we want it for some reason. We'll get more magic points, and a little extra magic power, maybe? Or... nah, let's get extra critical. Critical hits are super helpful in this game. And next floor. Chunk of amber. Geode. Oh, another shard up there. And another shard over there. I really like finding shards. Those are like the most helpful thing you can find, pretty much. Aha, one of those. So these guys, who you see up in that guy over there in the top right, those are villagers who got lost and want to borrow your escape wing. And by borrow, I mean like just straight up take. And they'll give you like 500 gold for it, which is nice, but we are absolutely not going to accept that, because that just puts us in a position where we can actually, like, perma-die, and we don't need that. If I were a little more confident about our position here, I would consider it, but I'm not, so I won't. In fact, I'm thinking it's probably almost time for us to escape back to the surface. So we're starting to run into levels positively filled with enemies that are causing us problems. We'll do one more heal, see if we can get anything up here, and then we will escape wing it back to town. Oh. Ah, man, I want those shards. Well, we could definitely kill this purple slime thing without taking too much damage, so we're gonna do that. Get some more hit points. We're definitely going to avoid these goblin chiefs here. We can probably take out this cave scorpion and be okay. And just like that, we are going to boost our defense. Et le voila. And now it's time for an escape wing. Actually, we can kill this guy. Let's kill this guy. We are on floor 18. If it's possible for us to get to floor... oh, and we got a magic point thing. That's helpful. If it's possible for us to get to floor 19... or floor 20, I should say, because we can definitely get to floor 19. If it's possible for us to get to floor 20, we want to, because that'll give us the option of restarting there whenever we like. Let's scout out a little bit here. Yeah, this isn't looking great. Yeah, we're gonna escape wing, I think. Actually, let's kill this guy and see if we can figure out what's up a little ways. Yeah, part of the problem is we don't actually know where the stairs are here, so it's hard to say exactly what the... yeah, we're probably gonna be using an escape wing in a moment. Because it's looking like we might have to fight some goblin chiefs to actually get to the stairs, and that is not ideal. Unless the stairs are over on this side. Let's see. Oh, Oh man, they're totally on this side. Nice. Yeah, you are not getting my escape wing. I'm sorry. You're just gonna have to suck it up. Ooh, magic potion. Oh man, I just realized I missed a secret passage there. Meh. Hey friend, welcome to Jack's Trunk of Junk, best shop in the cave. Hey, so do spiders creep you out? Nah, not really. Well, that's good. You'll make it further than I ever will. That's exciting. So yeah. So this pretty much gives you the size of it, folks. This is the Enchanted Cave 2. It's basically like, how can I describe it? It's like a roguelike, but simpler and kind of distilled down to like the grindy, looty aspects of it. So if that's really what appeals to you about roguelikes, rather than, real tactical considerations, then you will enjoy this a lot. If you, on the other hand, are someone who really likes, having like involved tactical considerations and like having to, use a bunch of different skills and items in different ways to try to escape emergent, dangerous situations, this might not do it for you. That's just my impression after about, 6 or 7 hours or so of playing. But yeah, definitely for people like new to roguelikes, this is definitely something you can pick up and enjoy. For people who are more like roguelike veterans, I don't know. That's a tougher sell. You just kind of have to make a choice based on what it is you like about the genre the most. Alright folks, that is all the time we have for this episode. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Craig Stern, and this has been IndieRPGs.com Checks Out. If you enjoyed watching, please click like and click that little subscribe button so that you will be apprised of any further videos I make. And I am going to be making more videos. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.